Should we call the last episode 0?
Yeah, and this is episode 1.
Yeah, because episode 0 we did last year and never actually finished. So
Yeah.
well, we finished, but we never actually did anything else with. So episode 1 of, what do we call it? 2 Nerds Make a Podcast with Kai and Leon, because that was us. We're the 2 nerds.
Yeah.
Hopefully, this is going to become a more regular thing where we get guests on and do some really cool stuff.
In an ideal world. Yeah.
In an ideal world, which isn't going to happen because we're busy people, but we can try as much as we can. Today, me and Leon are joined by no one. Because we're talking about stuff that only me and Leon are interested in.
Only 2 people in the world who are interested in
no one else
E3.
is. Yeah. So, I feel like I should have planned what I was going to say first.
I've made a list.
There's a camera filming this, because on the last podcast we had, someone said you should film it, so we said okay, which means every like 20 minutes or so it's going to like cut out and then come back in because we have to adjust it. If you're listening to this just audio wise, that doesn't apply to you obviously, because you won't be able to see anything.
It also means you can just about see what our voices sound like just down here,
because we're professional. Anyway, I keep making visual jokes with my thumbs up. Yeah, so today's podcast, I'm not going to look at the camera anymore, I'm going to look at you now. This is weird. So, first podcast we're going to talk about. You can explain it.
Well, obviously, we're not dating this, but it's mid to late June, and we've just had E3, and all the absolute glorious mess that ensued.
So, explain what E3 is, Leon.
E3 is, it stands for 3 more games this year, and that's what they've done. But they've outdone themselves this time because it's more than 3 games.
Yeah, it's at least 30.
Lots.
Count
lots
them.
of games.
Count. So we're going to talk about 3 games. How many is there? Leon's counting.
23.
23. So 23 games.
At least 23.
At least 23
there's other
games
ones on that list.
So yeah, we're going to talk about E3 and what happened, and our top 5 games
and honourable mentions.
And honourable mentions.
I couldn't cut it all down.
No, so it was top 5 games that personally we're both excited for. So we'll go through you and then me.
Should we do honourable mentions for both of us first?
Okay. Or should we do that? Should we go 5 to 2 and then just before first place go for honourable mentions?
Next, honourable mentions for me is below 5.
Fair enough.
Those
Okay.
ones that I couldn't put in my top 5.
Cool. So I thought this was going to be easy because it's 5 games.
No.
But no, I have 5 games and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 8 honourable mentions.
I have 3 honourable mentions.
Fair enough. Do you want to do yours first then, and I will tick mine off if you have them?
My 3 honourable mentions are Dying Light 2.
Forgot about that game. Yeah.
Only because I really want to play it. It looks amazing.
Yeah, I haven't played the first one.
Exactly.
That's the microphone. Anyway.
So interesting what I have to say. Dying Light 2, because I didn't play the first one, I couldn't really go, this is one of my favourite games.
Fair enough.
But it does look amazing.
I haven't seen anything for it. I haven't played the first one, but I wanted to, but I never got around to it. So
I'm very excited for it.
fair enough.
Just because it's like that Mirror's Edge,
Yeah.
Dead Island mix.
Zombies. And yeah.
Sounds amazing.
Fair enough.
Other one, Doom Eternal.
That's another one I forgot how.
Yeah.
Haven't played the first Doom either. So, I've played the arcade Dooms. I haven't played
How
that
many Doom games
yeah.
now? But I've played Doom, like the new Doom, which was really good fun.
That's the Bethesda one, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And then this one, I was like, oh, this looks cool. But actually, if you just play it next to a trailer of the first one, they're exactly the same thing. Just jumping around and shooting.
Can I guess
things.
what it is?
Yeah.
Is it Halo?
It's Halo. Next one's Halo. Exactly.
Yeah.
I only want to play this so that I can finish the story. So I go, right, that's done. That's what happened.
The thing with that is they're only releasing it on the Project Scarlet, which is...
What?
So when they announced it with a new console, which is... Do you know how they did the Elite? No, the Xbox X or whatever it was, which is like Xbox One but modded out. Apparently the Project Scarlet might be the Xbox 2 or the Xbox 720, the Xbox whatever it is, 4, 5, whatever one we're on now. But yeah, there's rumours that Project Scarlet is going to be the next generation of consoles.
What, just with Infinite can only be played on that?
I believe so. Yeah, it's going to be released with it.
So angry if that's
We'll
the
just
case.
start saving up for the Xbox
No,
Project Scarlet.
I don't
or
want
whatever it's
one.
called. No, fair
I
enough.
just want to. I don't want to play Halo Infinite. I just want to know the story.
Just YouTube it. Just watch the Ghostbusters.
That almost feels like cheating because I don't actually want to see the gameplay either. So I might as well just play it. Only so I go, right, I know what happened. Did you see the cinematic trailer for that?
Yeah, I was watching it live. It looks really good. Yeah,
super cool.
Really
So you watched it all live and those?
well, I watched the
Mike
Microsoft one live. Yeah. So my honourable mentions, I'll get the first two out of the way because they were sort of like spoke about beforehand, and I'd seen things for it beforehand. Fallen Order, Star Wars.
Yeah.
It looks good.
Not excited.
I didn't want to put it on my list because I'd seen it beforehand. We were in the middle of Dartmoor camping when me and you watched the trailer.
Oh,
So
it's amazing. Just set aside our
everything, our
loved
girlfriends.
watching this.
And then Borderlands 3 is my
I'm
second.
excited about that. You're not?
No, I am. It's just honourable mentions from E3, but again, it was like sort of announced and shown as stuff before E3.
Oh no, I've put a few on there that I knew would be happening, but
Fair enough.
like I've heard about now.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of, I think everyone on my list minus 2 I knew about before E3, but those 2 I'd seen a lot of, whereas the ones on my list. Anyway, other honourable mentions, Witcher 3 for Switch.
What?
So, do you know The Witcher 3? That really good
Yeah,
game?
I love that.
They're
CD
releasing it
Projekt Red.
on... Yeah.
They'll come back up later.
Alright, they're releasing it on the Nintendo Switch, which is awesome because it means I can not only play Skyrim on the go, but play Witcher 3 on the go, which are like two amazing
most open
RPGs.
world games, yeah.
Yeah, which is great. Not going to have enough storage on my Switch, so I'm going to have to get some. But
I don't have a Switch.
Fair enough.
Play
I do.
them
They're good.
like a
You should get
normal
one.
person on a console.
me and Kat have been playing Lego Harry Potter on the Switch, and that's been fun. So,
Disgusting.
another honourable mention was the Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel, which they announced.
Oh.
First one's really good. Played that on the Switch.
Wait, what? Breath of the Wild 2?
2. Yeah. Apparently they were creating DLC for it, and then they had too many, and were like, we should just make another game. They did a Saints Row 4.
Saints Row, yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Hopefully it's not as bad as Saints Row 4,
Yeah,
but we will see.
dream.
Honourable mention, which I think might actually be on your thing, Elden Ring.
Nope.
Really? The
don't-
George R.R. Martin Skyrim
I haven't
game.
seen enough to... And also, I'm
That's
not
why
a
I kept it
massive
on my honourable
fan.
mentions.
I always forget the other guy's name. It's George R. R. Martin working with...
No clue. Not a clue.
Yeah, that guy.
Don't care.
I don't like the other stuff he's done. I can't remember what
Yeah.
it was, but I decided I didn't like him. I like George R. R. Martin, but if it's not Game of Thrones, then
Yeah.
it might as well
Who
not be
cares?
George R. R. Martin.
Yeah. Minecraft Dungeons
Oh, yes.
looks really
That
fun.
should have been on there.
Yeah, that's
Didn't even appear on this list of games I'm looking at.
which is surprising because I think it surprised a lot of people.
Oh, you've heard what they're doing, just sudden side note, with Minecraft story Telltale thing, the adventures thing.
No.
They're selling an episode $100.
Yeah, so when Telltale closed down, they the Game of Thrones Telltale game, you can't get it anywhere on Xbox. I bought it. I can't download it off of anywhere. They just wiped it. Minecraft Story Mode Season 2, I think, and I want to say the Jurassic Park one. They just wiped from everywhere, so you cannot get hold of it anywhere. Even if you bought it, you can't download it. It's gone. I think even if you have it on disc, you can only play the first episode.
That's kind of rubbish.
Well, because
If
obviously
you spend the
Telltale just
money-
got shut down, but I don't understand how they can just wipe people's games, because lots of like companies have been shut down before, but they've never had to wipe someone's game because of
Yeah,
it.
but in the small print of the... Like, how often do you actually read that sort of thing? Saying like, oh, if this... It's probably something saying if this company gets shut down, or...
Yeah, I guess. It's still weird though.
it is weird. It's unnecessary, really.
Yeah. Last one, Blair Witch.
Meh.
Looks really good. I can imagine me and Nicole having a lot of fun with that because
Both
she
are
likes
horror
horror games. But yeah. Anyway, top 5. Do you want to go first with your number 5?
Okay, my number 5, and this really hurts to put this at number 5. It's Vampires: The Masquerade Bloodlines 2.
Fair enough. Haven't played the first one again.
This was the one game I was most excited. I've been watching, literally checking 3 or 4 times a day since they announced it, because they've been doing like the new Vampire Club. Because we've played the role playing game a little bit.
A lot of fun. The first time I shat myself at D&D.
Yeah, terrible. But they were like doing all the clans that you could play, and they'd do one every like 4 or 5 days, and I was getting really into it. And then they released the gameplay trailer, and it was awful. And it
Is this the
hurts.
first one? Or the
That's
second?
the second.
Okay, fair enough.
But they released the gameplay trailer at E3. Awful.
Have you played the
Genuinely
first one?
awful. Yeah, I finised it.
Yeah.
6 or 7 times.
Oh, really? Fair enough.
Amazing.
How long ago did it come out? Is it? Because I confused it
14
with...
years.
I confused it with Vampire.
that
Yeah,
felt like-
the new one. That was like last year or the year before. I
That was
haven't played that either.
Yes, you should. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen anything about Vampire the Masquerade 2.
So the issue is, you look around and the world is like very full and vibrant and cool, but then I don't know what creature they had controlling. I don't know if it was a scorpion with one arm or like a blind man, but they obviously had no idea what they were doing.
Yep.
And another thing that really annoyed me is there was this whole thing within the vampire games of kind of trying to hide vampires from the normal world. But then they had doing stupid stuff like jumping off a 4-story building into the middle of the road and no one cared. Just like, it's a very cool world, but it feels
That's-
totally disconnected to the player.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah, it looked awful, and it hurts so much to put it at 5 because that was my number 1.
I remember you messaging me on the day that you found out about that, and you called me a rude word, which I won't repeat because I hadn't told you about it, even though I wasn't watching the live stream at the time. But you were very excited.
Why would you not tell me this had happened?
Yeah, so I'm kind of sad that you're not not excited about that.
But another one has risen to the forefront, which I had no idea was happening.
Oh, really?
I'm now almost as excited as I've ever been for a video game about this.
I'm
game.
excited to hear that. Shall I go for my number 5? Yeah, and then we'll just go back and forth. My number 5, Animal Crossing for the Switch. So excited. We got a message. Do you want a kitten? Says Nicole.
Crazy timing.
Animal Crossing, which is it was originally, I want to say, a DS game. Probably came up before that, like on some sort of Nintendo.
Written on stone slabs.
Yeah.
Can't believe that.
Animal Crossing is, you get an animal and you have your own place and you can build up your place, and it's really fun. It's like
I've never played it. Yeah, it's a little bit
Harvest
like
Moon,
Stardew
almost-y. Kind of. No,
don't know
okay,
that.
fair enough.
But no, I've watched it a little bit. It does look really fun, but it also looks like the sort of thing where I'd play for 4 hours. Like, why isn't someone trying to kill me?
Yeah.
Or why is nothing like?
It's like the cutest thing I've ever seen. Like, you just run around as like your own little person or animal, and it looks amazing.
It's fishing and
Yeah,
chatting to your
it's
neighbours.
it's like you get home from a long day of work and you're like, I'm
just
really
want something
stressed. What do I do?
positive.
Animal Crossing, because Stardew Valley, that got stressful. I don't play that anymore. You seen how big my farm is? Can't play that shit anymore.
Never play, that's one thing I need to play. That
They
you've
have
recommended.
multiplayer. We should play multiplayer on it. You should get it, and we can
No
farm
way.
together.
Oh no.
But yeah, number 5, Animal
it's-
Crossing. That comes out next year. It was supposed to come out this year, but they delayed it till March, so got to wait an extra however long it was. They originally a long time, almost a year.
21 when it comes out.
I'm gonna be 20, which is not nice.
Nightmarish.
Yeah. Anyway, so
number
yeah, Animal
4.
Crossing. Number 4 for you, Liam.
My number 4 is Gears of War 5.
Fair enough.
But again, I only put that because I want to know the end of the story.
I heard that Gears of War 4 ends like 20 minutes into it, and then it's like, yep.
Not even that. It's a long, good gameplay, and I was like, right, it's getting interested now. Something crazy is going to happen. Like, you've gone through all the normal stuff, and then the sudden peak of like, whoa, this is new and different, and then it just ended. And I was like, what? You find out who you need to go and kill, and you're like, why am I not doing that?
Yeah.
And it's just, it feels like they've cut, instead of, like, we have a problem with a lot of games having a game, adding a DLC and being like, oh, this is a whole new game. This feels like the opposite, where they've got a whole game and then cut it down the middle. Like, they've hobbited it, you know? Turned
What
one
was I
button
going to
3
say?
minutes.
I heard that Gears of War 4 got a lot of like shit feedback because of that.
Multiplayer was great.
What I'm imagining is like, imagine like the Deathly Hallows. From what I've heard, it's like you have part 1 and part 2, but imagine part 1 ending after the wedding. They apparate to London. It's like, right, done.
That's literally
Like, what?
Yeah. No, that's the best metaphor I've heard from it so far.
It's just as everything's about to go down, they're about to go on the run, enter there.
It's like, oh, I found out this like secret about my family, and now I need to go and do this. Oh, it's over.
Yeah.
The credits go.
Because it came out 2 years ago, a year ago.
Yeah.
So it's been a good couple of years waiting for it.
Waiting for it. Like they obviously know the story. So I hope they didn't get halfway through the story and go meh.
Yeah, I'm not going to touch it with a 6-foot barge pole until that game comes out, because I don't want to get close to it and then be like, oh, this is really good, and then have my dreams shat on.
It's
So
kind of similar to how I felt with Halo 5 Guardians. Yeah.
I haven't played that one either because I've
Played-
heard about the ending.
Played the whole thing. I was like, okay, where's the rest of it?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just waiting for DLC. Like, finish the story.
Yeah,
please.
no, I am. I like Gears of War. Like playing it with you when we were younger and stuff. We do need to play that again because I haven't played 4. I played 1, 2, 3, and Judgment. Oh no, hang on. What Gears are we on now? Gears 5 I haven't played.
5's the one that they've just announced.
Wasn't it 6?
No.
Wasn't it? So what's
4 is the new.
what's Judgment then?
Judgment's like that says 1, 2.
Judgment 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought it was on 6, but because
It'd be
no
amazing
one
if
can
you
use
played-
numbers apparently.
If you played 5 and it hasn't even come out yet.
Yeah. But yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, Gears of War 4. I haven't played 5. 4.
It was
the
4
last one that they released. I haven't
4
played.
was really good. I was really. There are parts of it where I was like, this is like just different enough. I was kind of on the border of being like, this is similar, and then something would happen. I'm like, you've just gotten away with it.
Yeah.
But it's not quite Gears 3.
Yeah.
which
Oh.
is really good fun as well.
No, I can't remember which ones I played. I don't think I played Judgment. Think
We
about it.
played 3 together.
We definitely played 3. Is that the one where Dom dies? Spoilers.
Yes.
I'll
Yes,
I'll
it is.
censor that one out. Spoilers.
Just put. This is the bit where dies.
Yeah.
Just keep the word dies in.
Yeah. Yeah, right, because 5, 6, 7,
53,
possibly.
yeah.
Yeah. My number 4 is, I feel like, I can't remember if you played 1 and 2. Watch Dogs Legion?
That's my number 1.
Is it? Yeah, I did think.
I am.
Well, this is your number 1, so we'll talk about it. Should we talk about 1 when you get to number 1 then?
That.
So you go for your number 3 then.
My number 3 is Cyberpunk.
I think that's my number 2, so we can talk about it now. Cyberpunk is my number 2. So
So that's my 3 or 2. I'll swap it around. My 3 is. Well, let's say my 3 is Borderlands 3.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
Because
We've just ruined the
order.
It's fine.
We
Numbers
should have worked this out together.
It's fine.
Borderlands.
So Borderlands 3 is your number 3.
Yes.
Cool.
So played number 1. I was like, yeah, fine.
Yep.
Then I played it again with my cousin, and I was like, this is.
It's a lot
so
more fun
much
with multiplayer.
Then we played 2 all the way through together. Played pre-sequel all the way through together, and now they've done the whole DLC thing with 2. That's downloading now
Oh really?
because that's now on the Game Pass. Borderlands 2 and
No,
pre-sequel.
seriously, wicked.
And
I need to get the Game Pass.
Metro Exodus and loads of amazing games have just gone to Game Pass. It's incredible.
I do need to get the Game Pass.
So much.
Borderlands 1 I just recently replayed because
Oh, the remaster.
I had it on backwards compatibility and I was like, right, gonna play it and finish it for Borderlands 3 because I don't think I ever finished 1. In fact, I don't think I finished any of them. I think I've always got like halfway through, but really enjoyed it. So anyway, got about an hour or 2 into it, and then like a day later, they were like, "Guess what comes out right this second? Remastered Borderlands." And I was like, "No, I've got to play the whole opening again."
I love it when they do that. They just drop something on you.
Yeah, it is
like,
good because then there's
now?
you don't get excited for it, so you can't be disappointed.
You're just like, wait, what? Right
now, I can do that now. Yeah.
And, like your Xbox is like, I'm updating. Yes.
So yeah, I finished that. Was gonna go for like all achievements 100%, but the DLC was a pain in the ass, so I stopped. But yeah, Borderlands 3. Yeah,
It's gonna be amazing.
I'm really looking forward to it. They've got like infinite guns or something, and
There's like 7 trillion running guns.
It's ridiculous. Yeah,
I,
guns that shoot guns. Like
I'm a little bit worried about not getting invested in the characters. So it took me a really long time to get invested in the characters for 4. For pre-sequel.
pre-sequel. Yeah,
and then I was like, yeah, these characters are cool. I only really liked one of them, which was Nisha the Gunslinger.
Yeah.
Just because that special power where you could just lock on people's heads, it was just amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really like Borderlands. Is one that I've never really cared much about. Claptrap is the only character I've really been like. Yeah, but like
Thank you so much.
he's the only character that I'm like I can recognise and be like that's like.
Yeah.
I mean, when I played the first Borderlands, I was the soldier guy. Can't tell you his name.
Roland.
Possibly, yeah. Got him to like level 30 or 35. Didn't care about him. I don't really know the story of Borderlands. I wasn't paying attention. I was running around shooting people and enjoying it. So
Yeah, there's definitely 2 kinds of. There's the kind of player who's really brought in by the story and cares about the characters, and there's 90% of players who
They
just
just
love
don't care.
shooting stuff.
me and Kat played a couple of hours of Borderlands 1.
There's no one over there. I don't know why you're looking over there.
Sorry. So yeah, we played a couple of hours of Borderlands 1, and that was fun because it was like your first experience with an Xbox controller, and probably
I played Halo before.
okay, but Halo, and then gone straight onto Borderlands, playing with me, and it was just so fun. It was us running around with her calling Claptrap dipshit, and it was just So that was that was our experience with Borderlands 1. Anyway, yeah, Borderlands 3, looking forward to September, isn't it? Yeah, September 13th, I want to say.
Sure.
Yeah, we'll go September 13th.
I don't know a lot of the dates. I know that Vampires Masquerade Bloodlines 2 is out early next year, like April.
Fair enough.
April? Maybe February.
Yeah.
But that's as much as I'm not happy with it at the moment. Like, you watch the video online and literally go through the comments.
Everyone.
The first 40 are like, you've gotten a crowd to play this. What are you doing? Like, They obviously don't know what they're doing. It's a mess. But none of them are kind of dissing the actual game. They're all just dissing that, like, it looks amazing.
Yeah.
And the voice acting is quite good. The characters are already fleshed out. And it's just the gameplay, like actual physical gameplay playing, and these weird kind of jumps from reality where you're like, what's happening?
Yeah.
It just doesn't quite
I'm
click.
sure I'll give it a look when it comes out, but I'm probably just go off of your opinion of it and just be like, yeah, look good, it's good.
To be fair, Paradox, who's making it, did Crusader Kings 2, Europa Universalis 4, Hearts of Iron, all those kind of grand strategy games.
Is it a strategy game?
No.
Oh, it's not?
It's not. It's the first one Paradox has ever done where it's totally not.
Which is why they're cooking it up.
Oh, I missed an honourable mention, actually. Oops.
Did you?
Okay.
Do you want me to do my number 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we'll go into your honourable mention.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Only because
What did we talk? What was my number 2? I can't remember.
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk, that's it. Right, number 3 for me. So we did 5, 4, 2, 3. My number 3 is Marvel Avengers.
That didn't even make it onto honourable mention.
Did it not?
It looks awful.
The characters look crap. It looks like a fan-made film of the Avengers, but
Couldn't play it.
I'm still looking forward to it. I think if they had not copied the aesthetic of the Marvel films,
I don't know
it
how
wouldn't be so
they've
bad.
not gotten permission to do that if it's the official Avengers game. How have they
Probably
not
because they wanted to make it a bit different. Because otherwise people will get confused that it might be in the MCU. And anyway, looks really good. Or looks fun anyway.
Looks fine.
Apparently they announced that it was going to be multiplayer or single player. Then it's just come out today or yesterday.
It's just single player.
Just single player, and multiplayer is a different mode. So, which is a bit of a piss take because I was kind of excited.
Like it's the Avengers. It's a group of people.
Well, yeah, it's like you can run around as you could have 4 people.
Amazing.
But then I guess maybe it'll make it a bit too easy to finish or whatever. But yeah, it looks really good. I'm excited for that. It looks obviously there's no gameplay for it that I'm aware of.
It's the only game where I've gone. Like a lot of games, no gameplay will come out, and I'll be like, oh, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt.
A lot of the E3 this year was just cinematics, like Halo.
Even those are
Halo, Avengers.
More than I did
My number 1 game. I won't say what it is yet.
Halo Avengers.
Absolutely, Halo Avengers. But yeah, no, Marvel Avengers I think looks fun. I'll keep an eye out for it. Hopefully, I'm hoping it's going to be in the style of Spider-Man PS4. I hope they're not going to do top-down like Ultimate Alliance because I'm not a massive fan of that.
Yeah, no, Spartan Assault. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, I know what you mean. I don't know why game companies do this when they know that they've got a good format. Why jump out with something totally different? Like, did you ever play Fable?
I love Fable 3. I haven't played 1 or 2. Fable 3 was fucking incredible.
And then Lionheart Studios shut down because they tried making 2 new Fable games. Yeah. One of them was that one where you're sat in a car and you're like, it's like augmented reality and you're like throwing fireballs around with like...
was it a Kinect game?
Yeah. And then so obviously no one enjoyed that.
Yeah, not surprised.
And then the other one was this one where you kind of play a group of heroes and have to fight your way through gauntlets, but the enemies are also... So you each play a hero and it's top down and you run around fighting stuff, but then the enemies are all played by another player who's playing all the bad guys.
That's cool.
Really nice idea, but it's not Fable.
No, it's...
After doing one and realising that no one enjoyed it, a different format, why try again?
It is very much like Halo. You have Halo 1 through to 4. Yeah. You have Halo Reach, and then they did Spartan Assault, which was completely... I can understand why. Like, they had an arcade mode, which was like a top-down, you just spin around shooting things. That was cool, because it was like an extra thing. Like, Spartan Assault was a whole new game that they released, and the same with this Fable game that you're talking about.
It's like Black Ops 2. You had the zombies bit, where you could go into like arcade mode.
Yeah. I think that might have been what I was thinking of, actually, instead of Halo. But yeah, was that your honourable mention? What were we talking about?
That was your...
Was that me talking about
my
Marvel
honourable
Avengers?
mention was...
Yeah, you might honourable mention.
My honourable mention was...
We were talking about Borderlands 3 at the time.
It was
Gears of War? Something to do with Gears of War?
It was Baldur's Gate 3.
Sorry.
Baldur's Gate.
No.
It's set, I think, within the D&D world.
Oh, really? No, that's cool.
And they've done the first 2, which were like, not top-down, but that kind of thing, like a dungeon crawler.
Yeah.
And then this third one, I have not seen any gameplay. I've never seen Baldur's Gate before, but the cinematic they did was 30 seconds long and so good.
Yeah.
That I was like, I'm definitely getting this.
Fair enough.
It's all to do with like mind flayers from the D&D world, which like from the Underdark. It's so good.
Yeah.
I really, really want to see what it looks like.
Mind flayers were in Stranger Things season 2.
Still not finished that.
Have you not? I'm pretty sure it's in the first couple of episodes they mention it. Because they keep naming their monsters after D&D things. So you had the Demogorgon in the first one, and they had the Mind Flayer in the second one, which is fun. Stranger Things Season 3 comes out in like 3 weeks.
Wasn't as excited about us. They're going off topic.
Anyway, sorry. Maybe we should call
Favourite
this. We should call
series?
this off topic. So I think we're on number 1.
No, we're on Cyberpunk now.
We spoke about Cyberpunk, didn't we? Did we not?
No, we didn't.
No, Cyberpunk.
If we did, we'll cut here.
Cyberpunk is my number 2.
Watch Dogs is number 1. That's when we're talking about Watch Dogs.
Yeah, so we'll do Cyberpunk first,
And
then
then
Watch Dogs, and then my number 1.
It's neither of those. Wow, okay.
Right, Cyberpunk 2077. Keanu Reeves sold it.
It amazed me how in 3 days he became the new Chuck Norris.
Yeah, but I don't like that. He is such a nice guy. I watched John Wick that day. First time I'd ever seen it. First time I think I'd ever seen anything Keanu Reeves was in. Was like, this is brilliant.
Matrix.
Never seen The Matrix.
What?
I know.
How dare you?
Yeah, sorry. And then, later that night watching E3, Keanu Reeves walks out. I was like, you're amazing. No, you're amazing.
Immediate meme.
Yeah.
That guy was like, I was the guy he was shouting at. I was like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Cyberpunk looks fucking good.
I watched
So excited for that game.
10 minutes ago in the bathroom.
Yeah. It looks different. Like, it looks completely original.
Looks so fleshed out. Like,
Yeah.
you're walking through the cities and you're like, wow, this is a real bustling environment.
Honestly, if Bethesda were like, surprise, this was our game, I'd be like, yeah. You have Skyrim, which is fantasy, Fallout, which is like sci-fi fantasy, Cyberpunk, which is sci-fi. Just
One day, I want 3 game companies to work together to make like an open world game.
what 3 game companies would you have work together?
BioWare
Yep.
for character development and story.
Mm-hmm.
Bethesda for world building.
Yep.
And Ubisoft just to throw little flakes of gold in there. Like Assassin's Creed style randomness that they just chuck in.
Do you know what I would love? And I would absolutely... I'd have Bethesda for world building. I'd bring back Telltale Games from the dead to do story.
Walking Dead, yeah.
From the walking... Yeah, they would be walking around like zombies.
That's it.
And my third game, I would have Telltale Games who do all the Lego games. I would have a Lego like Skyrim...
Telltale Games to do the Lego game.
No, Telltale... TT Games.
Telltale, and then
Telltale.
I have Telltale.
So I have Bethesda for world building, Telltale for story, TT Games for Lego, just for the fun of it. Like
You'd
a
make
Lego
it Lego.
Fallout. Like, would be excellent. Could you imagine how fun that would be?
Lego Fallout. I'd play Lego Fallout, yeah, if that came out.
I really want to get back into Fallout, but I keep doing it. I get like a couple of hours into it and then I stop playing and then I replay the same few hours again.
I have the other issue where I don't do it as often, but when I do get into it, I spend like 4 days.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried
not
about.
leaving my house.
Yeah, we've been playing like Harry Potter, which I've been getting into, and then Zelda. Again, I've been playing Breath of the Wild.
I've not played a Lego game since PlayStation.
Force Awakens was a good one. I haven't played many of the recent ones. The last one I think I got, the most recent one I think I got was Marvel Superheroes 2.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I'll watch gameplay, but again, Lego games aren't.
Yeah, they released
That
like
classic
DC
to
Villains, which looks fun, and then The Incredibles, which I thought was a bit stupid. I like The Incredibles, but it was like, really? That's your Lego game? Like,
There is something that didn't come out at E3 that I came out recently that I don't really want to get though.
which
Like
is
top of my list to get at the moment.
Dragon Age 3, 4, 5. What Dragon Age are we on now? Leon loves Dragon Age. He just, what was it? What's the phrase? The bird phrase? He birded me.
I've
Flicked the bird, flicked
out
the
the
bird.
bird.
Something of it.
I
Boned a bird is what it
cured
is.
the bird. Yeah, no, Dragon Age is a personal favourite of mine, and I'm so sad they didn't appear at E3. I don't know if Ubisoft does. They're not Ubisoft. I don't know if BioWare does E3.
They usually, I think they would come under like Sony possibly, but they didn't have an E3 this year either.
But no, the one I really want to play at the moment is Mortal Kombat 11.
That just come out. That's not a new game. Well, it's a new game.
It's like within the last year, yeah.
Oh right, what were you talking about? Sorry.
Mortal Kombat 11.
Yeah, but why? What?
I just really want to play it. See some gameplay.
I thought you were talking about E3. Sorry.
I was, but now I'm coming away from that.
Okay.
Because
No, I thought you were talking about what game you'd like to see, and then you was like Mortal Kombat 11. I was
the
like,
game I'd like to see is the new Dragon Age game. And I'd
Oh,
like to see it right now. I want one of those ones where like, oh, by the way, it's on your Xbox now for free.
could you imagine?
I'd
It'd be an
actually-
awful game.
I'd actually cry. No, Mortal Kombat 11 looks really cool because it just reminds me of Injustice 2, like customization and stuff.
Okay.
looks like a very good fun. Yeah.
Watch Dogs Legion, which was your number one, which was my number 3.
Looks so very good.
Sorry, that was me singing the camera again. Watch Dogs Legion.
Watch Dogs Legion.
Watch Dogs Legion. Yeah.
I was just getting into Watch Dogs 2 when Legion came to announcement.
Nice. English.
Start again. I was just getting into Watch Dogs 2 when Legion was announced.
Yeah.
And I watched that trailer at my girlfriend's house. Just like, I need this now. Please now. Right now.
So there were 2 things I feel about Watch Dogs Legion. I'm excited for it because it looks really good. Right, but 1. Haven't played 2. Played 1, the first Watch Dogs. Holy fucking shit. That was the biggest disappointment I think I've ever had gaming-wise.
Really? 2 was really good. I never played it.
I've heard it's really good, and I really do think I should play it. But first one, really excited for it. They were like, you can do anything you want with all the electrics and stuff. Absolute bollocks. You can't do any of that.
Same as 2, you can't do everything.
No.
But you can do more than you could in the first one, what I've heard.
But yeah, so that was a bit of a disappointment. So when 2 came around, I was like, I honestly don't care. But I've heard it's really good. And then I saw the trailer for Watch Dogs Legion. Looks
and
good.
They've got another gameplay thing in it as well.
Oh, really? Yeah. Haven't seen it. Second thing I want to say about it was, as like growing up playing GTA and like GTA 4 and GTA 5, I always said it would be the best thing to have like a GTA set in like London. And this does it.
Yeah.
But not only is it set in London, you can play as anyone.
Literally.
The old lady kicking people's asses was the best part of that entire thing.
Hitting them with the leg, bonking on the head and then falling on them. It's just like, you absolute genius. Why has no one done this?
Yeah,
It's the same thing I felt when the Nemesis system came out for Shadow of War.
Yeah.
Shadow of Mordor. When you were like, why has this not been done before?
Yeah. Like, has anyone used that since?
No.
No.
I've never seen anything like it.
No.
I don't know why.
Was it in Shadow of... It was in Shadow of Mordor as well, wasn't it? And Shadow of War.
It wasn't as good as
Okay, fair enough. I haven't played Shadow of War yet. Yeah. Even though in the last podcast, the previous episode, which came out probably a year ago now, in fact, more than a year ago, I said I'd probably get into it, and I never have because you were talking about the DLC that came out for it. Anywho, Watch Dogs Legion, that's your number 1. That's what you are most... You came out going, if I could play any of those games right now...
it would be Watch Dogs Legion. Right this second, I want... But I'm so excited for it that I'm happy to wait.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the way they showed it looked ready.
Is it coming out this year or next year?
I don't know. It's kind of divine. I'll have it when it comes to me.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, it does look like a lot of fun.
So good.
I was thinking before I got onto my number 1 was like pre E3. There was like a couple of games I was excited for, but I've never been so not into gaming, if that makes sense. So like since 12 and getting my Xbox 360, like age 12, I've always been up to date with gaming news, finding out what's coming out, always having something in the distance to look forward to, like 3 or 4 games every like sort of quarter of the year to like look forward to. And the last year and a bit, I've just been like, there is nothing that excites me. I don't care. I'll play whatever when it comes out.
I can't remember the last game I was like big excited. Yeah. The last one was Dragon Age Inquisition, the one where I was like, I'm getting the Ultimate Edition. Wait, no, what did I get the Ultimate Edition for?
It was Shadow of War, wasn't it?
No, something else. I got the Ultimate Edition. Red Dead 2.
Oh yeah.
That.
I was excited for that. To be fair, yeah. That was my one game last year. That I was like, that's what I'm excited for.
It was one, like.
And that's it. I can't think of any other games that came. I'm sure there were a few. The Jurassic World park building game,
Evolution. Yeah.
That was really fun. I enjoyed that, but I wasn't looking forward to it. It just came out, and I was like, that was good, and bought it and really enjoyed it.
4 days into it, I was like, nope.
Yeah.
Never want to play it again.
So yeah, I was really not looking forward to any of it, and then like any games at all. And then it was E3, and it was just like every single game on that list I will no doubt pick up the day it comes out.
Yeah.
There is no doubt about it.
It's crazy that it all happened at once.
Yeah.
It's almost too much when I'm just like,
it's like I've gone from nothing to like games!
Like Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2, Watch Dogs Legion, Cyberpunk, Borderlands 3...
It's just...
And probably Dying Light 2 I'll pick up as soon.
There's... I think every single game that I had, even on my honorable mentions, I will pick up the day it comes out, or have it pre-ordered. Because there are so many good games.
So much money.
Luckily they all come out next year, so I can just save for all of them.
Yeah, we're also going on holiday. We're going on holiday together.
We are. Should we do a podcast when we're away?
Yeah, just doing like think all the games
we'll be sat by a pool just talking. So yeah, my number one game, which really excited about all these games that were announced beforehand for the Microsoft conference. It was in the Microsoft conference. Spoilers.
Wait, was it? Let me just take a guess here.
I'm not going to answer you, but I want it.
Think it was The Outer Worlds.
Absolutely that. 100%. No.
Yeah. Because you were genuinely very excited about it.
I said it looked good.
Sniper Elite VR.
Yes.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare remake.
You're just going to go through it. Anyway, so
Deathloop.
Was sat there.
Deathloop.
I can't remember. Where are you going? What's happening? My girlfriend's leaving me, I think. See you later, girlfriend.
Goodbye.
Bye. Okay, bye, girlfriend. She's gone.
She's dead.
She doesn't want to hear about my number one. Do you not want to find out? Spoilers. No. Okay. Anyway, so anyway, was really enjoying.
It's gonna keep clattering.
That'd be right. Anyway, enjoying. Where are you going? Now we've created more of a distraction. It's fine. It's fine. Look at Leon is stopping the blinds from clashing into each other. For those of you that can't see. So Microsoft E3 conference, really enjoying it. I'm like, that game looks good. That game looks good. It got about halfway through the conference, and I'm like, yeah, waiting for like the bigger reveals and stuff. And do you know? I don't know if you watched it. Before it's like a new game that's never been released before. It has world exclusive come up beforehand. So every time it comes up, it's like, oh, what is it? And you get stuff like Battletoads, and you're like, what the fuck was that?
That I'm so angry about that, but I just hate Battletoads.
Yeah. So anyway, world premiere comes up. I'm like,
I don't know what this could be.
Sweet, you will do when I say it, because I've got very excited. I'm like, what's this? And I went from intrigue to holy fucking god. So excited. Never been so excited for a game since I think Elder Scrolls 6 was announced last year.
That's what I thought you were going to be talking about.
No, that didn't happen. So, black screen, it's space. I'm like, what's this? Millennium Falcon and some TIE fighters. Millennium Falcon flies past with some TIE fighters. I'm like, oh, what? New Star Wars game? Is it like a space fighting game? Then I look closer. The ships are made out of Lego. And the second it happened, I knew exactly what it was because I'd heard about rumours that it might be going on. And then it was like
all of them.
Phantom Menace, Empire Strikes Back, Force Awakens, and I was sat there screaming, and it was just my brain exploded.
That's the only Lego game I'm expecting to pick up, because I don't really care about the Lego games, but there's no, I'm not.
Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga is my favourite game of all time, followed closely by Skyrim. It was a game I grew up with, and I can still play now and still enjoy. Honestly, I'm so excited for this game because it's not just a HD remaster; they are rebuilding the game up from like scratch. So
we should do a playthrough of this.
Absolutely, definitely, we should do it.
So
This is gonna be a long playthrough, but
just do it movie by movie.
That was. Honestly, I can't remember the last time that something that I didn't know was happening, saw it, and then freaked out. I can't remember the last time that happened to me.
Literally, that's what I felt like with Bloodlines 2.
That's fair enough.
Because I'd played the first one, then all the role playing I'd done in the world, and then that came out. But that's ruined for me. So I'm glad that you've got one that you're like.
Yeah, I'm backing it the entire way. I'm hoping. I've had one scare from it the last couple of days. Thinking about it was
only VR.
Yeah, no. They just released the Lego Movie 2 game, which I played. Oh, that was the last Lego game I played. And it was awful. They didn't do the normal like level-based games, Lego Worlds. Yeah. It was based like that, so you went around collecting things and making things. It was crap. Like I really didn't like. It was okay, but I didn't realise until afterwards. I finished it, 100%ed it, and was like, why did I do that? So I really hope they don't do that with Lego Star Wars, because if they do that, I won't pick it up because it will ruin it. There's no way I'd enjoy it. It's not that bad. It's just I'd be playing it going, this would be so much better if it was level based.
Yeah.
So
which is why sometimes I like a totally new game, like which is kind of what I'm worried about Borderlands 3 with, because I've played the first few and the pre-sequel was good.
Yeah.
2 was incredible.
Yeah, I don't think they'll change it.
Yeah, but I always worry because when they did pre-sequel, they did the whole thing of like, oh, you need to collect oxygen and you need to jump between bubbles of stuff, and there's like weird gravity. And I was like, no, this isn't. I don't change my stuff. Like, what are you doing? Halo Infinite, I'm not worried about, but I'm also worried because I know they won't change anything.
It's going to be Halo 1, 2, 3, and 4.
You can play the first Halo, non-remastered, and then know how to play the
If no one had ever played Halo and you sat them down and said, I'm going to put on a random Halo, tell me which number you think it is in the series. Just put them in a random mission. They'd sit there and go, that's probably 1. You'd be like, no, that's Halo 3. Nice try.
You could learn how to play Halo on the first game and still be quite good at it for the last one.
Yeah.
There's nothing in between. There's no change. I hate it. I'm such a big hater of Halo, but for some mad reason,
You just go back to it all the time.
I got into it last year and
it's
got
good.
really into it.
It's really
and
good.
Now I need to play Infinite. I don't want to buy it. I'm hoping someone else I know buys it on disc, which obviously never happens anymore. So I can just quickly play this.
Yeah.
Just speed right on the easiest mode, so I can just get the story over with.
Yeah. Well, that was my top 5 games. Lego Star Wars tops the list out of E3 for me. I think that was the best thing out of it. That I was like, if I could play a game now, I'd play that.
Yeah, I don't do Lego games. They're just, again, the kind of thing of just, I want something to die.
I think it's like, I think it's the OCD inside me. I just love getting everything. It's such an easy game to 100%, and I love being able to get all the achievements because it's easy.
Satisfying to 100%
Yeah,
as
it's
well.
like, oh, it's good.
But then stuff like Red Dead Redemption, I don't even know if that's possible.
I don't think anyone's ever done
You'd
it.
have to play it.
Do you know what I had? So Red Dead Redemption 2 came out. Was really excited for it. Sort of went off of it because it was just too realistic. Been watching a couple of gameplays and I'm like, I kind of want to play it
Coming
again.
back to it. Yeah, I'm going to re-download it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have to do the same
You have
thing.
to
I don't want to play
clear
online though because
half
the
of
online
my
looks
hard
crap.
drive and literally clear
Just
half
buy
of
a storage. I don't know why you...
Never. Because I don't like spending money apart from my hair stuff,
Yeah.
which I spent £20.
Jesus.
It's really good though.
Yeah. Right. Well, that was our top 5 games.
Yeah, no, we've spoken everything. Dying Light 2.
Yeah.
Meh.
Yeah, that was me done.
Yeah, that was.
So next podcast, hopefully should we try and do these weekly? You can see every Wednesday before you do your meetings because you're always here on a Wednesday most of the time, aren't you? Or every Thursday. We can try and do them.
I don't go anywhere. On
Well, we can try and do them weekly, if not monthly, at least. Or we sit down and we chat. We can always film multiple ones at once, can't we?
Yeah.
But yeah, next week on the next episode, what should we talk about? What should we decide right here and right now?
I think we should talk about
Game of Thrones.
No, I'm done talking.
You don't want to talk about that amazing ending for Game of Thrones?
I do actually enjoy.
Because I think it'd be interesting to talk about because I liked it.
Everyone I speak to him, and they're like, "Oh, you're a Game of Thrones," because I've been away for the weekend. What we should do is me talk about LARPing.
Oh yeah,
I've been away LARPing for the weekend. Amazing.
we'll talk about that next
And
podcast.
everyone has been like Game of Thrones, Game of Thrones,
Yeah.
Game of Thrones, and I'm so sick of talking about it.
Did you like the ending?
Yes.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you didn't.
No, I love it.
Although I felt like we could have contrasting views about it.
You're wrong.
Okay, so yeah, next podcast we will talk about your LARPing experience and the final season of Game of Thrones. I know it's a bit late, but we'll talk about that, and then maybe we'll throw in something else that's
Yeah,
happened.
just stuff that's
Chat,
happened.
whatever, nerdy stuff. Right, that was.
I got a trench foot when I was there. I threw up a burger out my nose. It's a very weird weekend.
To be continued next podcast. Thank you for listening. Yay!
This has been
Your host, Kai and Leon.
what we call it? What's this?
Two Nerds Make a Podcast.
Two Nerds Make a Podcast. TNM.
MAP.
TNMAP.
Tim Map.
Have a good day.